I guess. Pretty good.
We went over that in class yesterday. That's why I was like,
I wasn't paying attention, I guess.
evidently. All right, adults normally breathe at what rate?
12 to 20 breaths.
12 to 20 breaths per minute, or A, correct. Which assessment technique allows you to assess structures as deep as 3 inches?
B.
C, percussion. C, percussion, correct. Okay. Wheezes, correct. They are high-pitched, musical, and creaking breath sounds. And then finally, a barking cough in children is characteristic of D, croup. And those poor little things, when they have that and they're coughing so hard, their eyes get all red and watery and snot run. So sorry for them. All right, now, a couple of things. I handed out to you while you were taking that. First one, because I like color, looks like this. Okay. This is a nice little handy dandy thing to keep on you to help you with what you need to keep an eye out when, as far as documentation is concerned, by each system. Okay. So today we've got respiratory, which is blue right over here. Okay. So all those fun things, anytime you document even basic, clear throughout, all that fun stuff, these are all like little tidbits. Okay. So keep that on as a reference. And then the other thing I have here is differentiate between the different breath sounds and things. Just another little article. You don't have to read it. It's there just to kind of reinforce, and a little bit of a abbreviated explanation, if you catch my drift. The other thing I want to kind of talk to you guys about too, as students, it's always nice to have pocket versions of your books if you can. Okay, this is a really nice one. This is based physical examination and history taking. I had to use this in my NP classes that I was taking before I decided to go into education. But it's still a good resource in that it goes over the examination techniques, what means what, and all the other fun stuff. Okay, and as you can see, it is fairly thick. All right. I'll pass this around so you guys can take a look. If you want to get one, fine. It's not required. This was about $52 though at the time when I bought it. But
Oh, it's heavy for a little book.
right? Yes. Well, and a lot of those types of books now they have replaced with apps for your phone, so you don't have to worry about carrying even the pocket version of those books. Now, one major website that you guys definitely will need to keep in your back pocket, called Easy Auscultation. And let me get it up here. And hopefully this works this afternoon, unlike this morning. NQ, New Mexico. All right, so this is that website I mentioned in class yesterday as well. It is free. You should not have to sign up or pay for anything. The Lord have mercy. Right? All right. So see here how it says Intro to Lung Sounds, free. Basics of lung sounds, again, free. All right. One thing I want to kind of to help you guys with these, I know I'm bouncing all over the place, I apologize. Okay. When we're listening to lungs, just like on the diagram I showed you guys yesterday, we have the bronchial tree, right? You have the bronchial area, bronchovesicular, and then the leaves of the tree, the outer tissue part, where all those alveolar sacs hang out, are what? What breath sound? Vesicular. Because remember, it was bronchovesicular, vesicular. Okay? So, they have these lovely examples on here of all those different sounds. So, right over here. Alright. So we'll work our way down. We'll go to bronchial first, then bronchovesicular, and then vesicular, okay? So, what's really nice too with this website is it tells you, like right here, what would be the best position for your patient to be in to auscultate this sound. So they're saying here that they should be in a seated position, and they are right, but, oh, come on now. Volume, where are you? It's very frustrating that we have this technology and people mess with it. All right, 1 minute. Virtual audio. For a second, I thought Reagan was over there being all possessed and stuff. Marin! All right. What's sad is only a few of you guys get that joke. All right. I'm moving that up now. This is really aggravating, guys. I'm sorry.
Which one did you click on to listen to?
I
The
just did the
basics?
basic lung sounds, yeah.
I think it's the website.
No, is it not playing for you either?
It's loading very slow. Do you want to play it here?
There we go. That's your bronchial sound. So where on the body would that be? Below the trachea, but before where we get to our sternum. Okay, in this area here. Okay, the trunk of the tree. So go ahead and do bronchovesicular for me. It's going to be right along in this area where everything branches off. Okay, and then vesicular. That's basically. They all kind of sound the same, but we're going to go back and revisit those in just a second, okay? We were hearing inspiratory and expiratory phase. That's like a complete respiratory cycle, if you will, okay? But if you notice that here, the expiratory part is going to be longer or shorter than inspiratory.
Shorter.
Inspiratory.
Oh, longer. Longer.
Okay. Here, when we were listening here, what was longer? Expiratory was
Expiratory.
super short
Yeah.
because it's going out. Okay, so it'd be the opposite going in. Okay. So go ahead and do bronchial again. Kind of the same. Bronchovesicular. Equal length for sure. But when we get down to vesicular, yeah, it's like
And vesicular?
vesicular. Expiratory, yes. Okay. Now, these are all your expected lung sounds. These are what the lungs should sound like. Okay? Nice and clear. That's why they all kind of sound the same, right? God willing. Okay. Now, go ahead and click on fine crackles for me. That's fine crackles.
Sounds like the TV.
It sounds like snow on the TV. All right, now coarse crackles.
It's like glass.
Like somebody walking on glass, huh? Hopefully with shoes on. Okay, go to fine again for me. Yeah, it kind of sounds like suction too. Okay, and then coarse again. Let's see.
Doing it soon enough.
Now, remember yesterday during lecture, what did I tell you that crackles usually is?
Fluid in the lungs.
Fluid in the lungs. Now, the finer crackers, I just had lunch, I'm not hungry. But the finer crackles is usually more of a thinner liquid, okay? Whereas the coarse crackles is usually a thicker liquid, okay? So thinner would be just like regular pulmonary edema, okay? Just fluid, kind of collecting in the lungs. The coarse crackles, what kind of liquid do you think? I mean, we already know that it's going to be the thicker, but what kind of drainage do you think it would be?
Like phlegm.
It wouldn't be serous. That would be like the pulmonary edema. It would be like purulent or mucus. So like pneumonia. Could be that too. Though they are really coarse when they have that. Now let's see if this is gonna please your dog. There we go. Okay. That's a wheeze. Sounds like a whale, doesn't it? Okay, Dory, calm down. I can speak whale. Okay. Now, what we're listening to, let's play it again.
Okay.
Oh, helps if I click on play. Sorry. It is a sad whale, but it's one tone. Okay, so that would be what? We talked about this yesterday. Monophonic. One single tone. Polyphonic, actually, I don't know if they have a version of that on this website. They should. Oh, they do, but that's the paid version. Let's see. I'll have to see if I can find one, but it has multiple different notes that you can hear, hence polyphonic. Okay. Let's go into So now, okay, here's rhonchi. These are low-pitched wheezes. That is nasty. Okay. So if you hear anything but something like this, now they don't all sound the same, do they?
What's the plural rubs?
Plural rubs. So this is typically when there is infection or inflammation in that pericardial, or not pericardial, excuse me, pleural space between the rib cage and the lung tissue itself, okay? And it can get really thick and the tissue can get irritated and leathery, so it actually sounds like rubbing together. Take a listen. Sounds a little kind of like but it's a lot lower pitched. Okay? Because what's happening with the crackles, there's fluid in the alveolar sacs and the air's going in and causing that popping sound. Okay? Whereas with the rub, it's going to be lower pitched because it's the tissue rubbing up against the pleural space. Okay? All right. It does, on this website as well, it does have, of course, the different heart sounds. You, for semester 5, really just need to kind of stay over here in the normal or expected ones, okay? The first and second heart sounds, and like what would happen if the heart rate is higher. Don't worry about murmurs or anything yet. You haven't developed your ear yet, okay? I mean, you can see they've got a lot of different things for the heart sounds. You would think, well, it's the heart. You would just hear not always. Okay, we'll get into that next week, though. All right. So, did everybody bring their stethoscopes with them today?
Yes.
Awesome, because we are going to start using these now. Okay, so go ahead and take them out. I felt really bad that JJ driver apparently spilled my drink in his car on the way here, so that he stopped off at the Circle K to get this for me. I'm like, that's way more than I wanted. Thank you. He's like, I paid for that myself. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I gave you a good tip.
Or less the ice.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, should I offer to pay to have his car cleaned? All right. All right. So remember too that we can turn these on and off. Which side do you think you're going to be listening to with first today?
Diaphragm.
Your diaphragm. Okay. Make sure they're pointed in the right direction. Best way to auscultate is how? Directly against the skin, not through clothing, okay? And I talked to you guys yesterday about with chest hair, body hair, all that fun stuff, okay? So what I want you to do is get into your groups, your pairings or whatnot. You don't have to get to the beds or anything yet, but I just want you guys to kind of just listen in those different spaces. So like right up here in the neck, you might hear, because what else is going through the neck here? Your carotid artery, so you might hear a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. But what I want you to really focus in on is that slower whooshing sound, because that's the breath going in and coming out, okay? And then if you feel adventurous, now for you ladies, because you have more tissue here than most guys do, okay? Well, hold on a second, no. Instead of pushing over on top, go towards the center, not over the sternum here. You got a little bit of space right here, then that's where you want to kind of auscultate. You want to get in between those bones. If you try to auscultate here, you won't hear it as clearly, okay? For us guys, we can kind of go kind of anywhere, okay? And then down here at the bases and the lateral aspect. I want you to try listening down there for right now, just for those 3 spots, okay? Go ahead.